All right, everyone. Happy Thursday. This is 187 District Court. Everyone, let's make today a Thursday and not a Monday. So to everyone who's in vehicles, and I'll note that Attorney Gutierrez is a passenger, he's not driving. So here's the thing. Nobody on this Zoom wants to be a witness to an accident. If you can't text and drive, surely you shouldn't be Zooming and driving because that involves so much skills of multitasking. And as we know, women are the great multitaskers of the world. So men definitely should not be trying it. That's my joke for today.
Excuse me, Judge, I'm sorry.
So anyway, this is the way the docket is running the 187th. Everyone, even though you're at your house, in your car, outside, you're in a courtroom. So behave as such. If you behave unprofessionally on this Zoom, you will be required to appear in court. To all the people who are in custody, you are not allowed to use the chat box. If you use the chat box, I'm going to get a message from one of the deputies and you're going to get sent back to your cell. You're not allowed to try to pick up dates on Zoom. If you do, you'll be sent back to your cell. This is not the Bachelorette. This is not the Bachelor. We're not here to help you get dates. To all the attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, no matter how small the plea bargain agreement, you need to put it in the chat box to Ferguson coordinator. She's the coordinator. You send it to her so she can get paperwork to you. If your client is on bond, she will need, and the prosecutors will need your client's email address so that they can get paperwork to all the right parties. I'm going to open up breakout rooms. When I open up the breakout rooms, it will invite everyone to a breakout room. Do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call your name and assign you to a breakout room. To everyone here, your attorney's name will be called. Your name will not be called. I repeat, only your attorney's name will be called. Your attorney will be sent to breakout rooms to meet with prosecutors. Once your attorney has spoken to a prosecutor, your attorney will request that you come to a breakout room, and that is when I will send you. To the attorneys, the way you appear on the list as I call your name, that's the order in which we will go. If you see that your name is low on the list and you want to go to another courtroom, you're more than welcome to Zoom to another courtroom. However, do not send chat messages, text messages, emails to the court coordinator. The only person who can excuse you or give you a continuance is me. I'm going to call the names of the attorneys. This is the order in which you'll appear. Bill Davidson, Albert Gutierrez, Raymond Martinez, Jade Norton, Richard Garcia, James Ishimoto, Ted Wood. Is there any attorney's name that I'm missing? All right, to all the attorneys, the prosecutors have the ability to go into the breakout rooms. So just be patient when you get sent to a breakout room. Think of it as a doctor's office. When the nurse is calling you to go back, you think you're seeing the doctor, but they're just checking your blood pressure and weight. If you leave a breakout room, the prosecutor will see that that room is empty and they will skip over you. All right, Bill Davidson.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Who do you have?
I have Roland Diaz.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's criminal trial division, and I believe he's in custody.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Albert Gutierrez.
Yes, Judge, good morning. Albert Gutierrez for Leticia Cerrato.
Marcus, his case looks like an ag rob.
Make sure that you all are muted. How do you spell the last name?
Serrato, Judge.
And is it
just
criminal?
It's a possession.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Judge, I've already spoken with Marcus Sanders. He has conveyed an offer to me. I don't know, and I would just like to be able to talk with my client about it.
All right, Leticia Soto, are you here?
Cerrato.
Yes.
Cerrato.
Yes.
All right, let me find you. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2 with your attorney.
Okay.
Raymond Martinez.
Good morning, Judge. I have Manuel Leal this morning, Criminal Trial Division.
All right. And for any of you, if you've previously been speaking to a prosecutor and that's the prosecutor you want to speak to, just let me know. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Jay Norton.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm here for Jacob Garcia.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
I assume it's family violence. It's a sexual assault allegation.
All right. I'll send you to breakout room number 4. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Richard Garcia.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Fine. How are you doing?
Great. Who do you have?
I have Nicholas Judkins.
Is it criminal trial
custody.
division or?
Do you need a cause number or SID number?
No. Is it criminal trial division or family violence? Richard?
I'm sorry, Judge, I lost you for a second there.
Yes, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5. James
It is
Ishimoto?
the trial division.
Okay, I sent you to breakout room number 5.
It is the trial division, Judge?
Yes, I sent you to breakout room number 5.
It is trial division.
Yes.
Thank you.
I've heard that, people. That's hilarious. James Ishimoto.
Judge, I'm here on Cleo Booker. It's a family violence case, and he's in custody.
All right, I'm sending you to breakout room number 6.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Ted Wood.
Good morning, Judge. I'm here on Matthew Stribling. It's a sentencing.
And was this criminal trial division or family violence?
Judge, I think it was family violence. I was dealing with Mr. Martin.
All right, just one moment. If this is for a sentencing, why don't I have any paperwork?
You don't have any either.
Well, has a plea been entered?
I thought we did that 2 weeks ago, Judge, with
All
Mr.
right,
Stribling.
we'll see what's going on because I don't have any paperwork on Stribling at all.
Okay.
I'll find out, Judge. All right, James Toshi. Okay,
You know, Judge, I think I'm mistaken. I think we were going to do a plea agreement today. I think
Okay.
that I misremembered.
all right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7. And could a
Okay.
prosecutor go to 7 with Mr. Wood, please? All right, James Toshi.
All right, Judge, I'm ready. I didn't have my microphone. I have Mary Diaz this morning. I do believe it is a family violence case. If David Martin is available, we're definitely not going to get it resolved today, Judge, but I would
Okay.
like to chat with Mr. Martin.
Okay, I'll send you to breakout room number 8.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Albert Gutierrez, you're back.
Yes, Judge, I have discussed the general terms of the offer that Marcus Sanders gave to me. There's a couple of things that he was, I think he wanted to decide whether it was going to be deferred or regular, and my client would like to take a look at some of the discovery that I reviewed. So if we could get a reset, that you can consider the offer and look at the discovery that I have received.
All right, Norma on Leticia Serrato. Can you give this a 30-day reset, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that enough time, defense and state?
It is for me, Your Honor, for defense, yes.
On May 13th, Judge.
All right, so we'll come back on May 13th. Are you anticipating that to be a plea?
What I would say, Judge, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a very good plea offer for somebody who is perhaps responsible. I'll just say that.
Okay. All right. And to all the
So-
attorneys, could you please let the other attorneys know that if they would like a bench trial, the 187th is always open for a bench trial. Mr. Gutierrez and Ms. Serrato, unless there's something else on the docket, you're excused. You're to come back by Zoom on May 13th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your
Okay.
Honor.
You're welcome. All right. Anyone else back from the breakout room? Jay Norton?
Yes,
Ma'am, you said May 13th or 15th. I'm sorry, I didn't quite get that. This is Joe Gutierrez.
This is not your case.
No, I just wanted to know when I was coming back. I'm sorry.
I didn't say your name, so why do you think that
Oh,
date was for you?
Oh, you said Gutierrez.
All right, Jay Norton?
Yes, ma'am. We've conferred. We have a number of outstanding discovery details that still need to be handled, and the state is working on getting us those information.
Okay, who were you conferring with?
Mr. Garcia.
All right, Joe Ray, what discovery is missing or?
Judge, yes, there's a fair amount of discovery missing, from witness statements to a variety of different body cam and videos that I need to request. We're requesting a regular reset and try to get all the discovery.
All right, Norman, can you reset Jacob Garcia? And is your client here?
He is present, Your Honor. I saw him earlier.
All right, Norman, can you give them a reset for 30 days, please?
It's for discovery,
Yes.
the 14th.
All right, we will come back on May 14th for discovery. Mr.
Thank you,
Norton, you and your client are excused.
Thank you. Y'all have a wonderful day.
All right, thank you, you too. Eduardo Jimenez, who do you have?
Hi, Judge. I have Joe Gutierrez. I was newly appointed, so I don't even think I'm on the docket. I just had them send me the link.
All right, I'm gonna send you, is your client criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's CTD, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 9. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
What's the case number? Did you hear on Mr. Jimenez?
I don't have the case number on me right now. I can obviously look it up.
Can you put it in the chat, please, so I can have the clerks pull the file?
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, Kimber Ward.
Good morning, Judge. I have Melvin Jones this morning. I wanted to touch base with the prosecutors. I had 2 different ones, though. I was dealing with the Joey Ray and David Lee.
And I'm here for
All right.
David today, so I can join her in the breakout room with that case.
All right, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 10.
Okay, great.
The prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
And Ms. Wilkes, you should be able to go to number 10. Victoria Cruz.
Good morning, Your Honor. Has Mr. Martinez been by this morning? Sometimes.
Yes, he's in breakout room number 3. Would you like to join him there?
Yes, please, Your Honor. Thank you.
Sure. Bill Davidson.
Yes, Your Honor, I did confer with the DA. They need more time to talk to the complainant. My client is here. Perhaps I could talk to him for a few minutes.
Roland Diaz, where are you? Are you in custody?
Yes, he is.
All right. What are you requesting a reset for?
The state is just to get in contact with our complainant. We've attempted once, but we haven't exhausted all means. So I'd like 2 to 3 weeks to keep trying.
All right. Norma, can you recall Mr. Roland Diaz in 2 weeks, please?
May 3rd, Judge.
All right, we'll come back and May 3rd, and if you need more time, just let me know.
Thank you.
And Bill Davidson,
Yes, Your Honor.
if you'll go back to your breakout room number 1, I'll send Mr. Diaz there. When you and Mr. Diaz have conferred, you need to have him come out of the breakout room to the main room.
Yes, Your Honor. May I go to another court after that?
Oh, after that, Norma, what date are we giving? You said May when?
3rd, Judge.
All right, you're gonna come back on this case on May 3rd.
Okay.
And after you've conferred with your client and brought him back to the main room, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Judge, may I have a
All
word?
right. Yes.
Just if I could see my client, Joe Gutierrez.
All right, who is Joe Gutierrez? All right, Mr. Gutierrez, I'm gonna send you to a breakout room with your attorney. Your attorney, let me find the breakout room. He was in breakout room number 4. So I'll send you to breakout room number 4.
Okay.
And Eduardo, if you can go back to 4.
Okay.
Kimball Ward, you back?
Yes, Judge. I have actually a case in the 144th that I'd like to go take care of real quick, but I'd like to come back and see if I could screen share the videos for my client. It's going to take a little bit of time, so I wanted to sit down and do that if that's not a problem for the court.
Yes.
Okay, then I will go deal with the 144th and I'll be back to do the videos with my client.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, anyone else ready? All right, the person who's listed as magistrate supervisor, what is your name, please? The female in the blue, yes, what is your name?
Josie Salazar. Josie Salazar.
Okay,
can you hear me?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Norma, do you see her anywhere on our docket?
No, ma'am. You
All
want to
right.
put her in a-
What is your SID number, miss?
857083.
All right, we're gonna try to see if you're supposed to be in here or not. Could someone look up that SID number and see if she's in the correct place?
Supposed to be in County Court 11, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, you're supposed to be in county court at law number 11. Norma, can you let them know?
What do I do?
No, just stay there.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna get you to the right place.
Okay.
Manuel Leal, you need to wake up. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room?
Judge, I'm back
Yes.
with Ray Martinez. Well, I don't see him.
Let me see.
Oh, Victoria's coming in now. Their client, Manuel Leal, has a whole bunch of cases pending, and I need some time to look at a case that I would like to indict.
Right, so what is happening on all of the other cases he has?
So I'm trying to do a universal plea, but the one case that I would like him to take the plea on hasn't been indicted yet, and I don't know the all. It's still, so I want to look at that, and I think.
Okay, you keep going in and out.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
The case that I would like to have the plea on is still sealed, so I need some time. I don't know anything about the case, so I'd like to look at that and see if the intake attorney can indict it as soon as possible.
Okay, so here's my other question. Mr. Leal was remanded without bond on several cases. What is the status of that? 2020 CR 12252. I show remanded without bond.
Your Honor, he posted bond on those cases. I did see that in the public system, it still notes him as jail, but I called the jail and they said, no, he's on bond. So I think it's a system issue because I checked with the jail on that case number.
It looks like, Judge, there was a BF on March 8th, and then on March 12th, no, sorry, March 9th, a bond was set, and he made that on the 10th.
Okay, and so what is this sealed case?
The Berg Hab force.
All right, and so defense, are you aware of this burglary of a habitation force?
The state apprised us of it today, Your Honor. It has an offense date of roughly about June.
So that's
2020.
Oh, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you all a 2-week reset. Somebody find the burglary of a habitation. I'm sure if you guys are going to work out an agreement, then who knows? Maybe defense will enter a plea, and I'm not forcing anybody or telling anyone to, but I think I've known Mr. Martinez and Mr. Cruz. Sometimes stuff works out and it works out pre-indictment. Am I incorrect on that, Ms. Cruz?
Yes, Your Honor, that is a possibility that we'd have to review with our client first, but yes.
All right. So Norma, on Manuel Leal, give them a 2-week reset, please.
May 3rd, Judge.
All right, so we will be back on May 3rd.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. You and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Leal, Mr. Martinez is going to call you this afternoon, okay? Okay. Don't get in trouble.
Thank you,
Your Honor.
All right, bye-bye. All right, everyone, just give me a moment. All right, and Norman, can you check on that last case to see if he actually, if the remand with the bond was lifted, because I didn't lift it. And it's the 2020 CR 12252 case. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room?
I was on meeting.
All right, and has someone from family violence gone to breakout room number 7 to speak with Ted Wood? All right, Eduardo Jimenez.
Yes, Judge, there's been an offer on the table and my client has accepted the offer. It's a deferred, and so.
No. Put all offers in the chat box.
Okay, you want, but I'm gonna send it to, who do you want me to send it to?
Oh, it goes to Ferguson.
Yes,
Coordinator.
okay, that's what I thought. Not
Thank
the
you.
court.
Not the court.
Okay, right.
Richard Garcia, are you back?
I am back, Judge, and is it possible to be put in the breakout room with Nicholas Judkins?
Yes, if you'll go back to breakout room number 5, Mr. Jenkins, go to breakout room number 5. Your attorney will meet you there.
Thank you.
Yes. And Mr. Eduardo Jimenez, when you place everything in the chat box, if you could go back to breakout room number 4 with your client, please. He'll remain there.
Yes, Judge, absolutely.
And Norma, on Mr. Stribling, Ted Wood is on that, but also Carly Taylor. Can you see if she can zoom in?
She sent me an email, Judge, her baby is sick, and she said Ted was going to take care of it for her.
All right, thank you. Bob Behrens, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And could someone from Criminal Trial Division meet him in breakout room number 1 on Mr. Townsend?
Okay.
Judge.
Hello. Breakout room number 1, Bob Behrens.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Richard Garcia.
Judge, can you put me with Hunter?
All right, Jess, he's in a breakout room number 1 right now, conferring with another attorney. As soon as he comes back, I'll put you with him in a breakout room.
Or maybe I can just chat him.
You can't chat him from the main room when someone's in a breakout room. That's something that Zoom needs to take care of. We are unable to chat people when they're in the breakout room.
Right. Well, let me see if I have a cell number.
Richard,
You know,
he's
if
waiting
you
for
want
you
to
in
chat,
queue.
if you want to chat Marcus, Richard.
Richard, I just sent you the 2.
Oh,
He's in
okay.
line for you.
That's
Someone else.
Thank you.
All right, Eduardo Jimenez.
Yes, Judge. Yes, Judge.
Yes, you're back in the main room. Do you need to go back to 4 to meet with your client?
I am going to. I just needed to be able to chat something to Marcus, and it wouldn't let me do it from the breakout room. That's the sole reason why I'm here. Okay.
Oh, thank you. See what Brenna, see what I say about Zoom? You can't chat from breakout rooms, the people who are not in there.
Judge, can you put me with Mr. Judkins again?
Oh, yes, you're still able to go back to that breakout room.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, but I'm on a different breakout room.
Okay, let me make it happen.
Thank you. Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Mr. Ishimoto, you're back.
Judge, I'm back from the breakout room. If I could be put in a room with my client, Mr. Cleo Booker.
All right, Mr. Booker, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney. And I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6. And Mr. Ishimoto, if you'll go back to 6.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mr. Garcia?
Your Honor, Mr. Junkins wants to accept the plea bargain offer that Hunter.
All right,
and Marcus have.
if you'll put it in the chat box what the agreement is to the court coordinator Ferguson, and we'll get you all the paperwork.
Okay, my only issue, Judge, is that today I have 10 cases pending. And I'm supposed to be in the 144th at 9:30.
All right.
So,
well, I mean, if as soon as the paperwork is done, we'll take you right up.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just letting you know so that you don't you know what I mean.
Treat you badly or something. I would never do that. But no,
No.
Since your client is an inmate, as soon as the paperwork is done, we will take the case up.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Judge. Let me find the coordinator. Here we go.
Ted Wood, on your case?
Judge, I'd like an opportunity to confer with Mr. Stribling for a moment. Today was the plea deadline. Mr. Garcia and I went over it again, the ADA that I talked to, and I'd like to run it by Mr. Stribling and see which one he wants to do, or if he wants a trial.
All right, Mr. Stribling, where is he in custody or is he on bond?
No, Judge, he's on bond.
Deputy Norma, is there a Stribling in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor.
Right. If you want to call to see if you can get in touch with your client.
Judge, he said he was going to be on Zoom this morning. I told him I thought he needed to be in court. He said you told him he could be on Zoom. Let me reach out to him.
No, he's not on Zoom either. That's why I called his name in the courtroom.
I understand, Judge. Let me reach out to him and see what's going on.
Sure.
Okay. Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room? All right, Chadwood, any contact with your client?
Yes, Judge, he says he'll be on momentarily.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Maybe his clock was busted.
Yes. You know, they say at some point the time on your clock will be right. So maybe his is set at 10.
It's right twice a day. But
Yes.
I worked for a guy in the Navy a while back. He came to my office 15 minutes early. I said, man, our appointment's at 10. It's 9:45. And he said, sir, where I'm from, 15 minutes early is on time.
Oh, there you go. I'm always early.
I'm fanatical about it. I hate it because it's disrespectful, I think, to waste other people's time, but that's just me.
Oh, no. You know, I feel the same way you do. I always tell people that I was taught by my mom, my grandmother, and by my teacher in first grade that when you're late, that's you telling other people that what I had to do was more important than your appointment.
It's funny you mention that because that's what I tell clients when they miss appointments at probation, that means that you're giving the middle finger to the judge. And
well, not to me, to somebody else. But no.
It ultimately comes down to, I got other things to do besides you.
Yes, it does. Now, of course, if there's an emergency, that's understandable, but just, I did something else, so can't do this now.
We have a
That's
vast
true.
communication network that allows for emergencies.
That's true. Bob Behrens, you're back.
Yes. I guess I need to talk to Marcus a little more. I'm about this case. I was about to chat him, but.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2. Marcus, could you go to breakout room number 2 to speak with Mr. Behrens? James Ishimoto, you're back.
Judge, I am back. Is Joe Ray Garcia on or?
Yes, he's still here.
I'm here.
Okay. My client accepts the deal.
Okay.
All right, and Bob Behrens? Yes, he finally was able to go. All right, and
in the chat, please.
And James, also, could you send the agreement to Norma?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hey, Judge.
Yes.
I'm working on paperwork for Mr. Judkins. I just need Mr. Garcia's email address.
Okay, let me find Richard Garcia, just 1 second. Norma, do you have Richard Garcia's email address?
Yes, ma'am. I'll put it in the chat. Did you get a waiver number, Hunter?
I have not gotten a waiver number yet.
Okay, thank you.
Thank y'all.
You're welcome.
James, can you please send me your email as well?
Yes. Yes, just give me a All right, everyone, I'm back. Anyone ready?
I'm back from breakout with Mr. Sanders, and looks like our case isn't going to get resolved today.
All right, where's Mr. Townsend?
I left him in that first breakout room I was in, Judge.
All right, I'm going to send you back to breakout room number 1. If you could have your client come to the main room, please.
Okay.
All right, and Ted Wood, there's someone who's popped in or tried to pop in under the name of Christina's iPhone. Maybe that's your client. Christina's iPhone, who are you? Christina? All right, I think she's connecting to audio while she does that.
Thank you, Judge.
Christina, what is your name? All right, we'll see what happens. Ted Wood, I see Matthew Stribling zooming in right now.
Great, thanks.
Mr. Stribling? Another who's connecting to audio. All right, Mr. Stribling, you need to unmute. And next you need to show your video. All right, Mr. Stribling, you were late for court today. Court starts at 9 a.m. It is now 10. Do not be late again. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. I do apologize.
All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1 to speak with your attorney.
Okay.
And Mr. Wood, if you'll go to breakout room number 1.
Very well, thank you, Judge.
Okay. All right, and Bob Behrens, you're back on Mr. Townsend.
Yes.
Mr. Townsend, are you requesting a jury trial or a bench trial? You can unmute yourself.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Townsend,
Yes,
today
ma'am.
is your last day to enter a plea on this case. After today, the court is not going to accept any other plea bargain agreements. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
All right, so do you want a jury trial or a bench trial? Do you need to discuss it with your attorney?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Barron, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. And after you finish speaking to your client, if you both could come back to the main room. All right, and everyone, I'm going to check my email to see if I have any paperwork. Ted Wood, were you able to speak with your client?
I was, Judge, and he has declined the offer from Mr. Martin and Mr. Garcia at this
All right.
time.
Could you go to breakout room number 1 and have him come to the main room, please?
Very well, Judge.
All right, and Kimber Ward, you needed to go over paperwork with your client?
I was gonna go over videos with my client. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and who is your client?
His name is Melvin Jones.
Mr. Jones, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney.
Can you make it so I can screen share, Judge? Possibly?
Yes, Norma, could you do me a favor? Could you have the deputy make Mr. Jones available to see a screen share, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Just give us a moment. We'll take care of that.
No problem.
All right, Mr. Stribling. My understanding is that you're requesting a trial. Could you unmute for yourself, please? All right, Mr. Stribling, today is the last day that you can enter a plea on this case. After that, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements. The court is about to start up jury trials. So my understanding from your attorney is you're requesting a trial. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want a jury trial or a bench trial?
Um,
Do you need to discuss that with your attorney?
yeah, if I could, please.
All right, Mr. Wood, I'm going to send you to a breakout room to discuss that with your client. I'll send
Okay.
you all to breakout room number 3 after you finish. If both of you can come back to the main room.
Okay.
Mr. Jones, deputy is coming so that you'll be able to share screen.
He's on his way, Judge.
All right, I'm sending you to a breakout room. You should be able to see the screen share. I'm sending you to breakout room number 1. Mr. Toshi, you're back.
I am, Judge. I was in the breakout room for quite some time and I left. I apologize.
No problem.
But I had other courts that were harassing me. But I am back, and I don't know if Mr. Martin is now available.
Okay, and your client again, what's the name?
Ms. Diaz, Mary Diaz.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5. And could someone please go meet with Mr. Toshi and 5 on family violence, please?
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. James Ishimoto, did you need anything?
I'm just waiting for paperwork, Judge.
All right. All right. Ted Wood, you're back with Mr. Stribling.
Yes, yes, Judge, I am.
All right, Mr. Stribling, do you want a jury trial or a bench trial?
Jury.
All right, Mr. Stribling, we will set you for a jury trial. Jury trial should start up fairly shortly. So your next setting, you'll need to appear in court for trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and the last time we were here, Mr. Wood, you informed the court that you had received all discovery. So to the, thank you. So to the state on each of these cases, I'll need an acknowledgement of discovery filed by April 30th. All right, Mr. Stribling, we'll see you for your jury trial.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a nice weekend, a nice day.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
All right. James Toshi.
Judge, so apparently Mr. Martin is not in today. I was unaware of that. I did discuss with Joe Ray. We believe we have all of the discovery. I know that was one of the issues at our last sitting. However, we have discovered that some of the discovery that was provided to us is corrupt, not the evidence itself, but literally the discs that were provided. So there is still some discovery that we discussed with Joe, who's going to let David know that we are still lacking. It's not an insignificant amount too. It's a rather large chunk of discovery. I don't know what it is because it's all blank. So that's what's going on right now. I would ask if you could give us another, I guess, trial setting for about 60 days if possible. It is a very big, involved, complex case, Judge. I don't see resolution between now and the next setting, to be frank. So that's my
I'm going to recall this, Norma, for 30 days for discovery. I've recalled it from January for 60 days for discovery. So 30 days.
And just so you know, Judge, it's one of those cases that has, and I know you've dealt with them before, it has a ton of discovery, a ton, more than a normal case. So I don't know what to tell you other than that.
Okay, I just want to make sure that everybody has all the discovery so there are no issues.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so Norma, if you recall it in 30 days for discovery, and I believe at that time, Mr. Martin will be here.
You should, and I'll communicate with him. And Judge, may I visit with Ms. Diaz briefly, and then we can leave the hearing from there?
Yes, let's get you'll need to have her come back to the main room, but before you go, let me get a date from Ms. Ferguson.
She's in the main room, Judge, and it's, we'll do May 17th. We'll do it on Monday.
All right, so we're going to come back on May 17th. I'm going to send you and your client to a breakout room. Once you speak with her, have her come back to the main room so she can be excused from here.
Yes, sir. I mean, yeah, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Judge, I think Mary Diaz is on. I think she's L23, isn't she?
No, she's here. I'm going to send her to a breakout room.
Okay.
I thought you said you needed her.
No. I'm going to send her to breakout room number 3. And Mr. Toshi, I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. All right, let me find him on the screen. That'll be breakout room number 4. Yes, you're welcome. Mr. Gutierrez, the clerk is going to come to the breakout room to swear your client in. So if you all both can go back to your breakout room, please. Mr. Gutierrez, if you can go back to breakout room number 4, please, so you can be sworn in. Look at the bottom of your screen. Do you see the boxes that say breakout room? Click on that. do this. Brenna, I think our grass and our flowers are getting much needed rain.
Yes, they are.
And Norma, I'm going to put in the chat box the attorneys that are still needed.
Yes, ma'am. Judge, Joe Gutierrez. It's Mr. Jimenez was hired on that case.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know why it still shows up on the docket as Joe Bohat.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, Judge.
All right, Mr. Jimenez, are you still waiting for paperwork from Mr. Gutierrez?
I believe we're all good to go, Judge.
All right, thank you. Bob Behrens, you're back. You're muted.
I know, and my mouse is not cooperating.
That's okay. All right, so Mr.
No, I guess
Townsend.
We're gonna do a jury trial, Judge.
All right, he needs to come back to the main room.
Oh, I thought he did. I told him we are gonna come out here.
No, he's still in the breakout room. Can you?
I'll go back.
Thank you. Thank you. To the state on Mr. Jason Townsend, are you able to have an acknowledgement of discovery in both of these cases by April 30th?
Yes, Judge.
All right. So, Mr. Townsend, my understanding is that you're requesting a jury trial.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
All right. The courts are going to start up with jury trials fairly shortly. So I'll make sure that to place you at number 1 in line.
All right, thank you.
And state the acknowledgement of discovery on each of these cases is due on April 30th. I have in the notes on the docketing sheet, counsel, that you have all the discovery. Is there any other discovery that you don't have?
Not that I'm aware of, Judge, and I'm actually in the process of trying to contact my private investigator on the case too, because she has the hard drive with it on there, so I need to look at it. But I'll certainly let the court know if I think there's anything missing.
All right. Well, the state will send you the acknowledgement of discovery on April 30th. And Mr. Townsend will set you for jury trial. Norma, can you let them know that 14F can go back and L23 can be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Just so you know, I've also submitted another request to download the information over again, just to be safe.
Okay, all right. What, is that an information that's related to something the court needs to do? Or is this something that you're pulling off a discovery?
No, I've just submitted another inquiry so that I can get the discovery again in case I have some other problem retrieving it.
All right, Norma, let's do this.
Carrie Kern just texted me and says it is on the hard drive that she has, so.
Okay, all right, awesome. All right, thank you then, Mr. Behrens. Unless you have anything else with us, you're excused.
All right, thank you, Judge.
All right, have a good day. And Norma, 14F can go back.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and who are the parties on Joe Angel Gutierrez?
Eduardo Jimenez here.
And who is the prosecutor?
Marcus.
All right, Mr. Gutierrez, could you unmute for me, please? Do you know how to mute and unmute?
All right.
All right, so Mr. Gutierrez, if it starts to get to be too much noise from your end, I'm gonna have you to mute yourself so that the court reporter can hear, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
And everyone, just one moment. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 0245, State of Texas versus Joe Angel Gutierrez. Can I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Eduardo Jimenez.
And are you Mr. Gutierrez?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections, Mr. Sanders?
No objection.
Any objections, Mr. Jimenez?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Gutierrez, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I understood it and I did sign.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. Jimenez, I'm showing you what's entitled Acknowledgement of Discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gutierrez, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, and yes, I understand, and yes, I signed.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do waive the reading, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge, we are.
Mr. Gutierrez, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with in the indictment is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand?
Yes,
you have a
ma'am.
right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent. I'm gonna need you to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm sorry, Mr. Gutierrez, Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, he has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I believe he's competent and legally sane at the time of the offense, Your Honor.
Mr. Gutierrez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the fine is $1,000. The state recommends your application for deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration county court cause number 656771. And there's $57 to SAPD for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Jimenez, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have not been, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours of community service restitution, and regular UAs. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, do you have any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea?
Yes, the state offers States Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
No
Any
objections.
objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Gutierrez, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, could I see parties in a breakout room, please? If you all could go to breakout room number 2. And Mr. Gutierrez will be right back. All right, everyone, remember to unmute because we just came back from the breakout room and it automatically mutes you. All right, we're back on the record in 2021 CR 0245. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there sufficient evidence to find the defendant guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, we are, Judge.
All right, is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Judge.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Mr. Gutierrez, do you have any children?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I have 5 children.
What are their ages?
Their ages are going 8 months to 2 years of age, 3-year-old turning 4, my 8-year-old and my 11 gonna be 12-year-old daughter.
All right, and
4 boys and 1 girl.
All right, do they all live with you?
Yes, they do.
All right, is Child Protective Services involved at all?
No, ma'am.
Where do you work?
I currently lost my job due to the pandemic, but I do have a couple of places that are willing to hire me and work with me as soon as I get out.
All right, and what will you be doing?
Nation's Cabinetry or if not Nations Carpentry, I would be doing painting.
All right. If everyone will give me a moment, please.
First one.
Mr. Jimenez, I just want to say again, thank you again for representing me. Actually, my son's birthday is going to be coming up on the 27th, and my birthday is also on the 30th. And I'm very glad that I'm going to be able to spend it with him and my family.
Well, congratulations, but let's just wait till the judge finishes the process, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Not get it themselves, but okay. Maybe we can talk briefly in the breakout room after after the judge finishes sentencing.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
I think they told them to reload, so they
All right, everyone, I'm sorry about that. So, Mr. Gutierrez, could you unmute for me, please? All right, so you're going to be working. How far did you go in school?
I have a ninth grade education. I was going to try to go about applying for my GED in here, but they told me that there was a waiting list, too long of a list. I was looking on for pursuing that when I get out, because I do want to get my at least my GED.
All right, and when is the last time that you've used? When I say last time you used, I mean before you were taken into custody, okay?
Yes.
And before you answer, let me just tell you the reason why I'm asking. I need you to be honest with me so that I can give you conditions so you can be successful on this probation, okay?
Yes, ma'am. About the day of, or the day of me being taken into custody.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. There's $1,000 fine that will be probated. Take in consideration County Court Cause number 656771. There's $57 restitution to San Antonio Police Department for drug testing. I'm going to want intensive outpatient treatment with probation. We're going to start with that first. I'm going to want parenting classes.
Yes, ma'am.
Proof of employment within 30 days of release. All right, and Mr. Gutierrez, I'm just going to mute you for a moment so that probation officer can hear, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So proof of employment within 30 days of release, of 150 hours of community service restitution. That will be waived if you complete parenting classes. And parenting classes is to be with compadre y compadre. There's to be random UAs or the patch. And probation will speak to you about the difference between the two. The patch costs more, but it makes up in its high price because of your time. I'm going to want random field visits 3 times per month. I'm going to want you to get some type of trade or either your GED. And that's hopefully to help you get a higher paying job because you have a lot of children you're going to have to financially support. Do you understand? Rebecca, is there anything else he needs? I'm
No,
sorry, and regular reporting. Mr. Gutierrez, can you unmute? Are you able to Zoom?
Yes.
All right, we're going to do, Rebecca, we're going to do weekly Zoom reporting until he is in intensive outpatient treatment. So once he's done intensive outpatient treatment for at least a month, then consider removing him from weekly Zoom reporting and put him at regular Zoom reporting. That's if we have no positive UAs. And with your employment, there's to be no employment with vulnerable persons. What that means is you cannot be a home health care provider and you cannot have any employment that involves you supervising minors. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Rebecca, is there anything else you need?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Gutierrez, is there anything else you need for you to be successful?
Just if I can get a list of places where I can get my GED.
Probation will give you that list and they'll help you with that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, and if ever you have any questions about anything, don't hesitate to ask probation. I've given you conditions that will hopefully help you remain clean and sober. But if you feel you need more, it doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you a person who knows what you need in order to remain clean and sober, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Gutierrez, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Probation will meet you there and go over conditions. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. Mr. Jimenez, you can go to breakout room number 2 with your client, or you can be excused.
Okay, Judge, thank you. And thank you for your faith, Mr. Gutierrez. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, number 2, Mr. Gutierrez. All right, Ms. Christian.
Good morning, Judge. I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, no problem. We are here. So let me see, who do you have? You have Mario Guerra.
Yes, Mr. Guerra. And if I could get a family violence prosecutor in a breakout room, that would be super duper.
Yes. All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Okay.
And if a family violence prosecutor, go to 3, please.
Thank you.
I'm going to send you to a breakout room with Booker. Okay, thank you. Ms. Christian, you're back.
Yes, Judge, if I could now be put in a breakout room with Mr. Guerra.
Yes, just give me one moment.
Yes, yes,
And
ma'am.
to the clerk, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6. And Mr. Ishimoto, if you can go back to 6 with your client, the clerk is going to swear him in.
Yes, ma'am.
And then Mr. Guerra, if you'll go to breakout room number 4.
Yes, ma'am.
And Robert, I've sent you to number 6.
Thank you, Judge.
Brenna, I don't know if the sun is going to come out today.
I don't think it is.
Nope. So we're going to have to make our own sunshine.
Judge, can you put James Ishimoto and Booker in a breakout room with the clerks just to make sure that he's sworn in and paperwork is done?
No, they're already in a breakout room with the clerk.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sure, no problem.
I just got a message from Ishimoto, sorry.
No, no problem.
It's late.
All right, thank you. All right, who is the prosecutor on Mr. Booker?
On Booker, Judge?
Yes.
That'd be me.
All right, Mr. Ishimoto,
Yes, Judge.
you need to have your client come from breakout room number 6 and come back to the main room, please.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Judge, would there be any chance that the ADA, Mr. Garcia, Mr. Guerra, and I can meet with you in a breakout room?
Yes, just give us a moment. We're doing a plea at the moment.
I'm so sorry, yes.
No, we're doing a plea with Mr. Garcia, but after we finish, we can meet in a breakout room.
Great.
Mr. Booker, could you unmute yourself for me, please? Hold on to the space bar. It's the long, on the computer, on the keyboard, at the bottom, there's a long bar. It's longer than the other ones. Hold that down for me.
That it?
That's it. Thank you. Okay, this is why I need to say thank you, Miss Towner, who has since passed. She was my typing teacher. I know that shows my age when I say she taught me typing, but everybody should make sure they take typing. All right. Mr. Booker, I'm going to need you to continue to hold that unless that deputy who's behind you. I need you to continue to hold the space bar for me.
Oh, okay, ma'am. I got
All right.
it.
Thank you. The court is calling 2021 CR 1807, State of Texas versus Cleo Randall Booker. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia for the state.
For the defense?
James Ishimoto for the defense.
All right, and are you Mr. Booker?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections, Mr. Garcia?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Ishimoto, any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Booker, I'm going to show you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, Mr. Booker, I'm showing you a document that's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ishimoto, I'm showing you what's entitled discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Judge, I think we're still missing a few videos, but we're prepared to go forward.
All right, Mr. Booker, your attorney is saying that he hasn't seen certain videos. In this case, do you still wish to go forward even though your attorney is stating that he has not seen those videos?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, Mr. Booker, I'm going to show you what's entitled, I'm sorry, just one moment. Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Judge.
In this case, have all the videos been uploaded to Discovery?
Yes, Judge. The video is stated on the index.
All right. And so, Mr. Ishimoto, you're aware of the videos being available to download from Discovery?
I think what the state's saying, Judge, is that the videos are available that have been uploaded, and I have reviewed, I have downloaded those videos, but there are a few more videos that have not been uploaded, some Coban videos, but we're prepared to go forward.
All right, is that correct, State?
Yes, Judge, it's possible there are a few Coban videos that are not uploaded that we don't have.
All right, and State, you're not in possession, physical possession of those videos at the time?
The DA's office.
All right, Mr. Booker, I'm going to show you a document entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you did you review that document and did you understand it?
Yes.
All right, counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Booker, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court's Admonishment and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what you're charged with in the indictment is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Judge.
Off the record, Mr. Garcia, I'm sending you to breakout room number 3. Mr. Judkins, if you'll go to breakout room number 3 with your attorney, please. Mr. Booker, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Just 1 second for now, off the record. Mr. Judkins, if you look at the bottom of the computer screen, do you see where it says breakout rooms? Click on that and it'll show you where you can go to a breakout room. The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, Mr. Booker, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be no contact with Cornelia, Carnelia Booker. There's
Yes,
an
ma'am.
affirmative finding of deadly weapon and an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ishimoto, is that the plea bargain agreement?
That is the agreement, Judge.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Booker, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
There have not been, Judge.
Next, Mr. Booker, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 60 hours of community service restitution, and anger management program. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all its attachments.
Any objections?
There are no objections, Judge.
Mr. Booker, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. Off the record, Ms. Reyes, this is Cleo Randall Booker Jr. The cause number is 2021 CR 1807. And the state is proceeding on the indictment as an aggravated assault with deadly weapon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Judge, will waive PSI.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just a few things, Judge. The state is asking for a no contact order with his daughter. I don't think they've had any recent contact with her, and so she may not want it. Also, I think the state sent me a chat earlier that they weren't going to ask for community service. I think the paperwork says they're asking for 60 hours of community service, but I believe they weren't going to ask for community service. He's on disability. And so we would ask the state, the court to go along with the plea agreement.
All right. And Mr. Booker,
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what is your disability?
Mental and physical.
Okay. How old are you?
61.
All right, so what happened on this day?
Talking about between me and Cornelia.
Yes.
Well, ma'am, what it is, my son-in-law, well, my oldest daughter, Mary, her boyfriend was at the house. And I was standing outside and Cornelia came out the house and got in his car. And I asked her where was she going? She said that she was going to the store. I told her, I said, no, I said, you get out that car.
Okay, let me ask you this. How old is Cornelia?
Cornelia, she just made 17, 18. She just made 18.
Okay.
And
All right, so Cornelia lives with you?
yes, ma'am, we're her and it's her, Mary, Kelly, and my son Cleo. We all lived in the same apartment.
All right, so is that apartment, is it leased under your name or under someone else's name?
It's leased under my son Cleo's name.
All right, so where are you going to be living?
I was going to Haven for Hope.
Okay, so do you want to have contact with Cornelia?
I would, but if I can't, I won't.
All right. Do we have any updates on contact with Ms. Booker? Does she want to have contact with him? Does she not want to have contact with him? Does anyone have any idea about that?
Judge, we've attempted to make contact and left voicemails. We haven't been able to see whether or not. I told defense if we can leave it as no contact, but if we can get a hold of her, we can revisit it to see what her wishes are.
Well, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you now? I was told I could have contact with my son Cleo and my other daughters.
Yes.
If I get in touch with one of them and have them to talk to Cornelia and let Cornelia let y'all know what's going. If or not, would that be okay?
Yes, that'll be okay. This is what I'm going to do. She's had no contact with the state. This is not a situation where it's a dating relationship. The police report, it says that the complainant is 17. Is that correct, state or defense?
She was 17 then, but her birthday was January the 16th when she made 18.
Because I'm leaving in the police report, what I'm reading is that the 17-year-old's boyfriend came over and Mr. Booker wanted the boyfriend to leave.
No, that was Mary is 19. No, Mary is 18. That was her boyfriend. The 17-year-old is Cornelia.
And was the 17-year-old's boyfriend there as well?
No. That was Mary's boyfriend's car she was taking off in.
Okay, and so are you telling the court, because I want to make sure I have the story correct. What you're telling me is Cornelia, who's the 17-year-old.
Yes, ma'am.
Was getting in the vehicle.
Yes,
with a
ma'am.
19-year-old's boyfriend and your 19-year-old.
No, ma'am. She was getting in the car by herself. She was taking off driving in the car by herself, and I stopped her. And I say, where are you going in that car? She said, I'm going to the store. I say, no. I said, you get out that car. I say, who told you to get in that car like that? Who told you to use that car? She say, Derek, which is the boyfriend. She say, Derek say I can. And so I told her, I said, okay, well, you wait a minute. And I went in the house at Derek, but I stopped in the kitchen first and I did get the knife.
All right, Mr. Booker, this is what we're going to do.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know what's going on with the relationship. So I'm going to have a no contact order. And defense, if you're able to get in touch with Cornelia Booker and she wants to have contact with Mr. Booker, or Mr. Booker, if one of your children are able to get in contact with her and she wants to have contact, that will be fine. And
Yes.
Ms. Reyes, when I say no contact with Ms. Booker, what I mean is there's to be no face-to-face contact. So he can write her a letter or call on the phone to speak with her, but there's to be no face-to-face contact. Do you understand, Mr. Booker?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is the court's complete ruling. 3 years deferred adjudication, affirmative finding of family violence, affirmative finding of deadly weapon, anger management program, no face-to-face contact with Cornelia Booker until further notice, proof of disability within 30 days of release, regular reporting and regular UAs. Mr. Booker,
Yes, ma'am.
I know people think different things, but while you're on deferred adjudication, you're not allowed to drink any alcohol, even if it's at your home or anything of that nature. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, so just do Sprite or 7-Up with lime.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, or Coca-Cola with lemon.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Booker, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Mr. Booker, before I send you to a breakout room with probation, is there anything else that you need from the court to help you be successful on this probation?
Not right offhand, ma'am.
All right, Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Booker, I'm going to send you to a breakout room, and probation will go over conditions with you. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. And after that, you'll be excused. Mr. Ishimoto, you can go to breakout room number 2, or you can be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
So I let go of the thing now?
Yes, if it shows you, do you see where it pops up where you can go to a breakout room?
Uh,
All right, look at the bottom of the screen. Do you see a box that says breakout room? Norma, can you send someone to help Mr. Booker?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Booker, someone's going to help you get to that breakout room. Mick Aguilera, who are you here for?
Good morning, Judge. I jumped in to try to get a bond set on a motion to revoke. I had,
All right. Just give me a moment then.
sure. I had reached out to a prosecutor via email a few minutes ago.
All right, Melissa Christian. You need to speak to me and Joe Ray, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll see you all in breakout room number 4.
Thank you.
All right, and Joseph, is your case a criminal trial division or family violence? Joseph, Mick.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. You called me by my formal name, Judge. It's a theft case. So it's a theft case. I'm assuming it's
I'm going to send you to breakout room
criminal.
number 5. Somebody will meet you there.
Thank you.
Sure. And Richard Garcia, they're just getting your paperwork together, so don't go anywhere. And I'll be right back.
I just got a call from Judge Jimenez to go back for a quick MTR. Can I just swing over there and come back in a minute? Can you hear me?
What's that?
Did you hear me?
No, I didn't.
Who's?
The judge is in a breakout room.
Oh, I need to go to Judge Jimenez. I'm being pulled two ways, and in that case, we'll be finished in a couple of minutes. So I'll be back. Okay.
Okay, I'll let her know.
Thank you.
Mr. Booker, can you go back to the breakout room, please?
Hey, Hunter, are you there? It's the clerk, Robert. Hunter? Nope.
She's in a breakout room. What do y'all need?
What's going on? Hunter, could you have the signed discovery on Judkins by any chance? That you can forward to me? I do. Need me to share it with you? Yeah, if you can just forward it to me. I'm clerk A. It's going to be an updated one too, and I'll tell Judge and Richard this. Okay, cool. I'm about to upload some Coban that was not carried over, so. Okay. But I'll send you what I have. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
on Mr. Guerra,
Yes, ma'am.
do we have any room to have a hearing on allowing him for partial GPS for tomorrow?
I can fit him in, Judge.
All right, Mr. Guerra, we're going to come back on your case tomorrow, Zoom in, and at that time, I will hear defense's motion to allow you to work while on GPS. At this time, though, I will grant the oral motion for waiver of GPS fees. I do not have jurisdiction over that company, but I will ask that GPS fees will be waived. They're probably not going to waive them. But they do have an indigent list. So I'll ask that you be placed on the indigent status list. So that may help defer some of the fees.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, so we'll see you all tomorrow. What time, Norma?
I can put him for 10 o'clock, Judge.
All right, we'll see you all tomorrow at 10. And your attorney will receive the link and she'll give that to you.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I'll send it to you in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Norma. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, who is the attorney on, the state's attorney on Nicholas Judkins?
It's Hunter Morris, Judge.
All right, Richard Garcia, where are you?
He left Judge to go to Judge Jimenez's court.
And Judge, on that case, I found some Coban that was not uploaded to e-discovery from the Coban system. I'm uploading it now, so I'll submit a new discovery log.
All right, and Luis Martinez, your client is in the courtroom.
Okay, Judge.
All right, who are you conferring with on this case?
I have not conferred yet. I need to go ahead and get with somebody. You know, Judge, I think I did confer with Alexandra previously.
All right, she's currently in breakout room number 5.
Okay, it's a drug case. I don't think I necessarily need any one person.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 3. And could a prosecutor from criminal trial division go to breakout room number 3? And Tom Nesbitt, are you here?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with John Kuntz so we can make sure he has the documents that he needs.
Judge Boyd, and just for the record, unlike Richard Garcia, I would never leave you.
I appreciate that's what people in Louisiana do. I appreciate that. So I'm going to send you to number 4.
Thank you.
And Norma, can you just let me know when Richard Garcia zooms back in here, or Brenda, if you could send me a text and let me know when he zooms back in.
Yes, ma'am. I'll let you know.
All right. And Kimball.
The hearing for tomorrow, was it to amend the GPS conditions, you said?
Yes. Oh, here's Richard Garcia. So hold that thought, everyone. All right, who is the prosecutor on this? It is Hunter, I believe. Let me see if we have anyone available. All right, is there a prosecutor available?
It was Hunter, Judge.
All right. Marcus Sanders, are you able to take this plea?
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Secretary with the same name, co-counsel. All right, I'm going to go back.
Okay.
See ya.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 3448W, State of Texas versus Nicholas Adam Judkins. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense? For the defense?
Judge Richard Garcia for the defendant, Richard Garcia for the defendant, Judge.
All right, and are you Mr. Judkins?
Yes, Judge.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state or the defense?
No objection from the state.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Judkins?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Judkins, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did, Judge.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. Garcia, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Did you review that discovery with your attorney? I'm sorry, with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Garcia, while you were in a different room, the state informed me that there was Covan video that had not been uploaded. They have now uploaded it to the system. Do you need time to review that new documents that have been uploaded, or would you like to continue?
We would like to continue, Judge.
All right, Mr. Judkins, would you like us to proceed?
Yes, I would, Judge.
Mr. Judkins, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver of indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did, Judge.
Did you understand that you have a right to have a grand jury hear all the evidence in this case and make a decision on whether or not to indict?
Yes, I do.
Did you also understand that your attorney has certain rights, namely 2 days from the presentation from the information and 10 days from the presentation of the information to prepare for trial? Did you understand?
Yes, I do.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Judge.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, I do.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Mr. Judkins, I'm showing you information. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
Yes, Judge, we do.
Okay. All right. State, it appears that you're proceeding on the information that's presented. Is that correct?
That is correct, Judge.
All right. And could you state your name for the record, please?
Hunter Morris for the state.
Mr. Judkins, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did, Judge.
Did you understand in the information you're charged with felony in possession of a weapon that's a third-degree felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, I do.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargaining agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, I do, Judge.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Judge, I understand.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, I do.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
I do, Judge.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, excuse me, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Oh, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Judkins, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Judge.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Judge.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
I am satisfied.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I do.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting your punishment be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There are no applications. The state will take in consideration 2021 CR 0246, NIMAG number 606682, grand jury numbers 725457, 725456. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge, I do.
Defense is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is, Judge.
State is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, I did, Judge.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, I do, Judge.
Counsel, have there been any such motions? Mr. Garcia, have there been any such motions?
No motions, Judge.
Then Mr. Judkins, to the offense is charged in the information. How do you?
No, Your Honor, no motions.
Then, Mr. Judkins, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
Judge.
Then to the offense is charged in the information. How do you plead? Guilty?
No.
Not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Judge.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State moves to admit Exhibit 1 of attachment.
Any objections, Mr. Garcia?
No objections, Judge.
Mr. Judkins, I'm showing you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
I did, Judge.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
I do understand. Yes, Judge.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, I do.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, we just ask that you follow the plea bargain agreement.
All right, the court will follow your plea bargain agreement, sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, take in consideration 2021 CR 0246, night mag number 606682, grand jury number 725457 and 725456. Mr. Judkins, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Judge.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
And also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
I do, Judge.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Judkins, you're at a crossroads in your life. Either you're going to continue going in and out of prison, maybe end up spending the rest of your life in prison, or either you're going to do what's right. You understand?
I absolutely understand, and I don't disagree with a single thing you just said to me.
All right, good luck, Mr. Judkins, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Before we get off, there's something that we should put on the record, the discovery.
Oh, we placed that on the record.
Okay, about the Coban videos?
Yes.
Perfect, thank y'all.
All right, thank you. All right, Norma, can you let them know 14H to go back? Mr. Garcia, thanks for popping in.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate
All right,
it.
have a good rest of your day.
You too, thank you.
All right, anyone else? Just one moment, everyone. I need to go to breakout room number 4. All right, Joseph Aguilar.
Good morning, Judge.
I know I should still just call you Mick. So what is happening with your case?
Judge, I'm here on a motion to revoke Rosa Avila. I visited with ADA Williamson, and we've agreed, subject to your approval, to a $10,000 bond on the motion to revoke. She's not on your calendar. I did a notice of appearance and filed a motion to set a bond this morning.
All right, Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
can you make sure that we have a court date for Rosa Avila? It's a motion to revoke. It's 2010 CR 0936B. It's not on the docket. It's an off docket matter.
Okay.
And Mick, she will give that to you.
Okay, with the date. Is it safe to turn ourselves in this afternoon?
They're gonna put it in the system today.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. We just want to get her in and get her going. Thank you,
All right.
Judge.
You're welcome. To the clerks in the back.
Yes, sir.
Could you put this in the system, please?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Norma's going to give you a date.
Okay.
All right, Kimber Ward.
Yes, Judge, we were unable to come to an agreement. I did confer with the state this morning, but I was trying to show my client all his discovery because he'd like to go over all of it. And I had difficulties. If you would like to put me back in with him now, if he's still available, I can finish up now, or I could just see him at the jail.
No, I will put you back in the breakout room. Mr. Jones, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Okay.
With your attorney. Mr. Jones, if you go to the bottom of your screen where it says breakout rooms, click on that and go to breakout room number 3 for me, please. Luis Martinez, what are we doing with Ms. Lopez?
Judge, I've conferred again. We're trying to make sure I've got discovery. I've got it. I just need to go ahead and sign a discovery acknowledgement. Ms. Lopez is not interested in taking an offer at this time.
All right, Deborah Lopez, where are you? Could you show yourself on the screen in the courtroom, please?
In the courtroom, Judge, let me get her. It doesn't take that long.
All right, Ms. Lopez.
Open closer. Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
How are you?
All right, Ms. Lopez, your plea deadline date has expired. So after today, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements that are reached. You will be going either to jury trial or bench trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, defense, do you want a jury trial or a bench trial?
Jury trial, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see you for a jury trial. Norma, does she need a date now?
Sorry, Judge. I can set it now if you want, Judge.
Yes, let's set it so she'll have a reset form.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, just give us a moment. Ms. Lopez will get that for you.
I'll have her come back on June 14th, Judge.
All right, we're going to have you come back on June 14th. And we'll make sure you have your jury trial then, okay? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I said, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Just have a seat and we'll make sure you get the reset form, okay?
Yeah. Ms. Lopez, after you get that reset form and you sign it, can you just go ahead and call my office?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
All right, Mr. Martinez, you are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Where's Norma?
All right, Norman, do you know where Mr. Simmons is?
He's been checking in with the deputies in the courtroom, Judge. He's been in and out, going to other courts. I know his client has not appeared, so he's been checking in and out to see if
All right,
she's
could
shown up.
you have him zoom in, please?
Yes, ma'am. He's going to zoom in just a few minutes, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Judge, I send you a chat.
Okay. Mr. Simmons? You're muted.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your client has not appeared. I'm going to give your client till this afternoon because we have someone on the afternoon docket. So I'm going to give your client till 1:45.
1:45, Judge?
Yes.
Okay. And if I don't know if we're on the record, say for the record, I was there at 9 a.m.
Oh, no, Ms.
and I checked
Ferguson
in.
let me know that you were in and out
checked in with the
checking
bailiff.
in.
Yes, Judge. And so I will try to get in touch with her again, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and everyone, the only person that's left on the docket is for this afternoon. And then Ms. Ward is in the breakout room with her client. So if you all want to leave for lunch, and we'll be back at 1:45, and I'll remain on to make sure that Ms. Ward has everything she needs. So with that, we'll stop the live stream and I will see you all after lunch. It's Thursday. It's a beautiful day.